Hi everybody, just a quick video here to introduce the revamped Glide workflow editor, which is now a very visual workflow editor. So let's jump in and take a look. So if we just go up to the config menu, obviously you have to be a super user to get in there, and edit workflow systems. And I'm just going to pick on, say, management accounts here. Okay, so what's changed? Summary tab has disappeared. That's now just condensed into this edit settings button up here. And the client fields have their own tab now. So the client fields are the ones that would appear on the client card under that particular tab. So just there. We've moved subsystems is still as before, it's just over on the right hand side now. And you'll see on the left, the first tab you bump into is roots, and then the second one is elements. So they're still named as they were before, just in a different order. And we've actually split this into one tab per subsystem. So say if you had a workflow system, say if we went into our new client onboarding, where's that one gone? This has 4 subsystems. You'll see you get loads of, you get a roots tab and an elements tab for every subsystem. So that's kind of the layout differences. In terms of the functional differences, the main thing you'll see is that we now have this visual workflow editor. So if you come onto the roots tab, you'll see that. If you've got a workflow system with multiple roots, as I have here, I've got 2, you now choose which route you want to look at and edit, and we just display you one route at a time on the screen. That's to stop you having to scroll down forever and ever to get to the appropriate route, because I know some of you have maybe 5-6 route variations. So this visual editor started to creep into the system maybe a month or so ago, but as of today, 1st of August 19, it's been given some new powers. So let me just talk you through those really quickly. First of all, just up here, we've got the name of the route, we've got the edit, that's just letting you edit the route name. You've got your duplicate route button there. So what does the visual editor now allow you to do? Well, first of all, you'll see your stages. Stages are the blue rectangles here. So quite a simple workflow I've got here. We've got a awaiting info to prepare accounts, to send to client, awaiting client approval. So if I just go and jump onto a dashboard here, we'll see this is the equivalent progress monitor here. And you can edit stages, so you can click on the edit icon, you can change the milestone achieved. That's obviously this text over here. And you can also, let's just open up a job, you can also change the stage description. That's the text that you see there and the text that you see just here. The milestone, of course, I think is on the job card. Apologies, I pointed at the wrong text a moment ago. So yeah, you can do editing of stages there. And the grey rectangles are your steps. So all of your steps will be visible on here. You can obviously see for the stage awaiting info, we've got 2 steps going out of that stage. One of them's progressing on, one of them's simply looping. And we've got 1 step coming into that stage. That's the job creation step. So much more visual, much more easy to see. And again, these all have an edit icon on them, so you can change the progress button name and description. Progress button name, of course, is the text that you see here, and the description is what you see when you hover over. So my job's on to send to client. I've got 1 button, send to client. So just to find that on here, oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's put that tab back where it was. We've got the stage to send to client. It's telling me I've got a job on there, that's my job. And we've got 1 button, sent to client. So you can edit those steps. You can also delete steps. You're not allowed to delete the creation step, of course, but you can delete any other steps. So the main new thing you can do here, which I think radically simplifies the whole workflow, configuration process, is that you can create new stages, but you actually do that by creating the step. So let me give you an example. Say if we're on the stage here to prepare accounts, okay? Currently we have a button, accounts drafted, which goes to send to client. So let's find my job card. Just going to wind it back a bit. Okay, so we're on to prepare accounts, and we can click accounts drafted, and we go to send to client. What if we wanted a review stage in here? So now, much easier way of doing this, we're simply going to edit the accounts drafted step. We're going to say it still goes from to prepare accounts, and it goes to, and we're going to say create a new stage. And this then pops up. We'll perhaps fine-tune the colouring there a little bit. Pops up with the boxes to let you create a new stage. So the milestone will be job reviewed. That's obviously the milestone is what's happened when you've moved away from the stage. Stage description is what you need to get done. So to review job. And we obviously need to give it that order value so that the order value affects, on the list of stages what order they're shown in. And we do that simply by telling the system where it's going to go. So of course this is going to be in between to prepare accounts and to send to client. So we click save. What that's done is that's edited this step. It's now going to a new stage to review job. We need to now just add on the stage, click the plus icon. What that does is it adds a step that goes from to review job, so it's automatically put the from stage. And I'm going to say this is going to go to send to client, and this is going to be called job reviewed. And I'm going to click save, and that's going to mean it's all nicely joined up again. So now we go to prepare accounts, accounts drafted goes to review, job reviews goes to send to client. If you're just adding in a step, you don't want to add in a new stage, then of course that is go to the stage, the blue rectangle of the stage, click on the plus icon for a new step. As we did a second ago, it's done the from stage, and we might have a step that goes back to prepare, and we might say review issues. Review issues to clear. Okay, so really easy to add in steps, delete steps, and the bit that I'm kind of most pleased with is how you can now create a new stage as part of adding in a new step. If we scroll down a bit further, any stages that are in a completed job group will be shown as green. So of course the objective is to get there eventually. Keep scrolling down and you will find the traditional route screen, the more kind of text-based version. So that's all still available. It's going to give you a little widget showing you your stages that are incorporated into the route and the number of steps going in and out of them. Job fields and deadlines as before. They're still as before. You create them on the Elements tab. The only thing we've tweaked slightly is that they are added automatically onto your routes, so you'd only come here if you didn't want it on the route. Say if you had two routes and you create a new field or deadline, they would automatically be added and you can come and remove them. Alerts, they're still found here, and you'll still have your text-based list of workflow steps. So these steps here are, kind of exactly the same as what we've seen above. So from awaiting info, we've got 2 steps. So back up here, awaiting info, 2 steps. And the difference down here is that here you can add your workflow actions. So workflow actions remains functionality of the kind of detailed text-based editor. So you can get create new action on there and obviously choose from all of those. So yeah, that is the quick sub 10-minute introduction to the new workflow editor, visual workflow editor. We're really pleased with it. We hope it helps to kind of help simplify your workflow editing kind of processes. Hopefully as well, I'm going to look into how easy it is to print these, because I think this is a nice way to share workflows with other team members. So we're going to be looking at that as well. The final change we've made is for the job stage groups. So previously they had their own tab. Now they are just at the bottom of the Elements tab here. So yeah, that is the introduction to the visual workflow editor. If you've got any queries at all, do just click on the blue icon here and click on Ask and get in touch with the team, or give us a call at the office.